Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim. This is a Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. We got Nate with us today, our college football expert. This is a Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. We are beginning now to preview all the biggest bowls. We'll go to the Rose Bowl and eventually even the national title game. Most of these bowls will begin early next week, which would be January 2nd, next Monday, which completely kills it for me that it's not going to be on New Year's Day. But nonetheless, we are going to preview all the big bowl games, and we are going to start today with the Fiesta Bowl, which features an 11-1 number 3 Oklahoma State versus 11-1 number 4 Stanford. Stanford coming in led by Andrew Luck, and Oklahoma State coming in led by Justin Blackman. They are both 8-1 in their respective conferences. And Nate, what are your thoughts overall on this game?
Well, Tim, it's going to be definitely a close game as both these teams have two of the nation's top quarterbacks in Oklahoma's Brandon Weeden and Stanford's Andrew Luck. Number 3 versus number 4. This is just as good as number 1 and number 2 versus my mind. Weeden has the best wide receiver in college football right now, Justin Blackman, down the field, and Luck has one of the country's most productive tight ends in Kobe Fleener. Stanford has one of the best front sevens in the nation. Oklahoma's defense has made a major statement in that 44-10 win over Oklahoma. These are two evenly matched teams, as you can see. They're both 8-1 in their respective conferences, and both of them have had huge numbers of yards and points scored this whole year. On average, the total yards between Stanford and Oklahoma State are 488 yards for Stanford and 557 yards for Oklahoma State per game. Oklahoma State is ranked 3rd in the NCAA in that stat, and Stanford is ranked 11th. So you have two very offensive teams here. But in their points scored, they both scored over 40 points per game average in NCAA. I just think that's amazing. This is going to be a record-breaking game in my mind.
Alright, so ultimately, that being said, the game will take place in University of Phoenix Stadium, home of the Arizona Cardinals, obviously the University of Phoenix, and probably one of the nicest stadiums in the country. What do you see shaking out in this game?
I see an Andrew Luck who's been a little iffy the past couple of games, struggling against Oklahoma State's defense, which, like I said, crushed Oklahoma 44-10. I see Blackman receiving for over 100 yards, and I see Taylor maybe rushing for over 100 yards for Stanford.
Now, as far as a prediction for the score, what do you believe happens here?
I'm looking at Oklahoma State over winning in a small margin, just because they're coming off such a huge win over their rival Oklahoma. And Stanford has been struggling these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, with Andrew Luck now, I mean, he hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been up to the standard that he has set. And if Oklahoma State can shut down Landry Jones of Oklahoma, who obviously is probably not as good as Andrew Luck, but he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the country, there is reason to believe he might be able to shut down Andrew Luck. This is going to be a very, very good game. We will be here to give reaction to all these big bowl games. I'm Sammy's Nate. This is a Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. Subscribe. Hit us up on Twitter at Cash Kelly and AC, Facebook.com/Cash Kelly and ACSR. Keep checking in for these previews, basically, because we're going to be putting a lot out in the next couple days. So, I'm Sammy's Nate. We'll see you later.